welcome to the channel, and here's a history of Jeep, from the Willys Army Jeep to the 2023 Grand Wagoneer L. So in 1940, Willys Overland created the prototype Jeep, and only 2 of the prototypes were made. And in 1941, the Willys MB was produced for the war until 1945, and over 300,000 Willys MBs were made, along with the 4 Jeeps. And in 1945, the civilian Jeep, or CJ-2A, was produced as a work vehicle for farmers. Unfortunately, the CJ-2A was too uncomfortable, so in 1949, the CJ-3A was produced. It had more legroom, better seats, and things like that. But in 1953, Chrysler bought Willys, now calling it Willys Motor Company, and later on the refreshed CJ was called the CJ-3B. It had a 74 horsepower Hurricane engine and was way more comfortable inside. But the first vehicle Chrysler actually built was the CJ-5. In 1955, alongside the CJ-5 in 1955, they also made the CJ-6 as a 1956 model year. But moving on to 1970, the Jeep brand was sold to AMC, or American Motors Company. Eventually, every Jeep model had the AMC engine, whether it was a 2.5 4-cylinder, the iconic inline-6 4.0, or the V8. And in 1976, a CJ7 was introduced. Also, the longer truck version of the CJ7, the CJ8 Scrambler truck, was introduced in 1981. So the Jeeps made under the AMC brand was a Wagoneer, Grand Wagoneer, Cherokee, Cherokee XJ, Wagoneer XJ, Jeep Comanche MJ, and more. And in 1987, the Jeep brand was bought by Chrysler, and instead of the CJ, it was now called the Wrangler YJ. In 1996, the next generation came out, called the TJ, and it now had round headlights. It had better modern suspension and was a throwback to the CJ. Then in 2006, the Wrangler JK was introduced, and eventually Jeep made the 4-door. The early Jeeps came with the 3.8, but later on, they came out with a 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, found in about every lower-end model Dodge or Chrysler. Another thing to mention was that in 2014, Chrysler was now owned by Fiat, so now it was called Fiat Chrysler Automobiles instead of Daimler Chrysler, owned by Mercedes. And because of Fiat, we have the recent JL Wrangler, 475 horsepower Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT, and a Hellcat-powered Trackhawk. So now there's a lot of Jeep models in the lineup, and there is a hybrid Wrangler 4xe, since FCA, or now called Stellantis, is moving toward electric. Eventually, the Jeep brand will be electric, and that's the history of Jeep. From the military Willys MB to the modern Jeeps, like the 4xe. This is an awesome brand, and I'll see you next time.